Has the price ever been so high that you had to cut it? Has the price ever been so high that you had to use a coupon? Has the price ever been so high that you had to put it back on the shelf and leave the store? Has the price ever been so high that it made you clutch your pearls? Has the price ever been so astronomical that you frowned? There's definitely a high price when it comes to being married to a narcissist. And I had to cut it. I had to cut it to the point to where I got a divorce. The high price was costing me a great deal. It was very expensive. When I think about the high price of being married to a narcissist, I think about this price affecting me in 4 areas. The first thing that comes to mind is the high price when it comes to the cost of my reputation. The sheer embarrassment of being married to someone with 0 to no character. It costs a lot to be married to a narcissist when you think about how they treat you, how they dog you out in public in particular. You're married to someone who never shows up for you. You can never present a united front. You can never show the two of you being on one accord, on the same page. You're going everywhere by yourself, including places that you probably shouldn't be going by yourself. You go and visit dangerous places, dangerous neighborhoods. You're pumping gas alone by yourself. You're with a very young child with no protection. You're showing up in church every single Sunday by yourself as if you are single. You're out in public doing very heavy lifting. It's very costly and embarrassing when your spouse is leaving you home alone all the times, especially in the wee hours of the night. Your spouse is never around, never available. You can't even reach your spouse on the cell phone. Your family and friends are looking at you wondering how you could be married to someone so irresponsible, someone so arrogant, someone so devilish and so sneaky. It's costly to your reputation when your spouse is putting bruises on you for the world to see, when they're punching you in the face, they're kicking you, they're slapping you, they're cheating on you all over the town. It's quite embarrassing when you have a poor excuse for a husband, a poor excuse for a spouse, a poor excuse for a lifetime partnership, a poor excuse of a marriage and a union. It's a big joke. Your husband won't even wear his wedding band. In fact, he pawned his wedding band. And he never got it back. And he never wore it for the remaining 14 years of the marriage. How embarrassing is it when your spouse goes out and proclaims to the world that he's single with a wife back at home? How embarrassing is it that your spouse would drag you by your hair in front of the neighbors, in front of the whole apartment complex for all to see? How embarrassing is it that your spouse would grab a fistful of your hair and hold up traffic for passerbys to see? It's costly, it's shameful, and it's embarrassing to have a spouse that constantly mistreats you and shows you no love. Another thing that is a high cost for you to pay is the toll that a marriage to a narcissist would take on your mental health. You're not able to function as you should on a daily basis. You can't even go to work and work in your cubicle without crying every single day. You go through these crying spells, and no matter how hard you try to stop crying, it's almost impossible for the tears to stop. It's a very sad situation. You find yourself in a constant state of depression. You find yourself not being able to get out of bed. You find yourself losing interest in things that you used to enjoy doing. You find yourself neglecting yourself. You find yourself having to go into a doctor's office to ask for assistance, to ask for antidepressants, to ask for sleep medication. You're sad, you're lonely, you're distraught, you're distressed, and you're depressed. You start feeling hopeless. You start losing enthusiasm and motivation for the future. You stop setting goals. You stop looking forward to things. You're downtrodden. The narcissist just creates a costly atmosphere of sadness around you. They're extremely neglectful, extremely emotionally unavailable. And this takes a toll on your mental health. You start to develop PTSD from all of the trauma that they put you through. You develop anxiety disorder or worsening anxiety disorder. You start to have panic attacks because of all of this narcissistic, unpredictable behavior, this costly behavior that your spouse puts you through. Another high price of being married to a narcissist is the toll that they take on your physical well-being. Not only are they causing you injuries, I have had concussions and a broken bone from the narcissist. So not only are they damaging your physical body, they are also putting your health at risk physically. They will cause you nervous breakdowns to where you lose control of your body's basic functions. You're not able to use your limbs the way they're supposed to because you've lost control over them. This is what happened to me physically from all of the costly abuse that I suffered at the hands of the narcissist. I lost the ability to walk and talk. This was very costly when I was the only person bringing in income to the household. I started to develop what's called angina, extreme chest pain, seemingly out of nowhere, seemingly triggered by all of the stress, the abuse that I was dealing with this narcissist. Medical bills. I suffered concussions and bruises and brain tremors even from this narcissist. It's a very heavy, taxing physical cost that the narcissist puts you through. Towards the end of my marriage, I started to develop prediabetes. I started to have fainting spells, seemingly out of nowhere. I had severe pain in my back and neck area, my shoulders. My knees began to ache. I developed several physical health issues while dealing with this narcissist over the course of 14 years. The last thing that I can think of that is a high price when it comes to being married to a narcissist is the high financial price that you will have to pay being married to them. Narcissists are extremely irresponsible. A lot of the financial responsibility will fall on you. Narcissists get themselves in all sorts of pickles, and they expect for you to get them out. When they get into legal trouble, they will have this expectation for you to help. They will continue to ask you for you to help. They go and get title loans on vehicles. They go and get loans that they have no intentions of paying back. They constantly leave you strapped because you are trying to cover their end and yours too. You're trying to keep the household afloat while they go off and do folly and foolishness with their finances. I paid out thousands of dollars for the narcissist concerning his legal woes with the local court system for his traffic violations. Sometimes I would have to pay double car notes to pay my car note and his car note, co-signing for him on his vehicle loan, which made me also responsible for it. So when he chose not to pay, when he refused to pay, I was on the hook for that loan also. I spent hundreds and thousands of dollars getting the narcissist out of different types of loans that he would get in. The narcissist would agree to make payments, agree to do certain payments on household bills, and refuse to do it. He would quit jobs. He had a huge gambling habit. And so all of this begins to take a toll on your finances. It costs a lot to be with a narcissist. Narcissists don't believe in saving any money unless it is for their benefit. Lots of the expenses with our child were all on me. The narcissist did not pay for one diaper. He did not pay for 1 ounce of formula that our newborn son needed. It was basically just like being a single mom, even though I was married. You can forget about having any type of joint savings account with a narcissist or joint any account. The narcissist is sure to drain it all. Narcissists don't believe in saving any money unless it is for their benefit. You can forget about having things of value in your household when you're married to a narcissist. They're going to take those items out of your household and sell them at any given point in time, leaving you to have to replace needed items, such as appliances. Overall, it is an extremely high cost to be married to a narcissist, and frankly, it's not something that we can afford. It's very hard to be a good steward over your resources when you have a squanderer like a narcissist. It's very hard to multiply your talents in the presence of a narcissist. It's very hard to be fruitful and multiply in the presence of a narcissist. A narcissist is like a cankerworm. They will eat up your fruit, eat up your crops, making it very, very hard for you to prosper. Narcissists are very much blessing blockers. We have to learn to lay up our treasures in heaven where neither dust nor moth can get to rot it. If you're around a narcissist, everything will rot. From your reputation, to your mental health, to your physical health, to your finances even. Narcissists spoil everything. They're just too expensive to be married to. When you're married to a narcissist, you're married to destruction. It's too high of a price to be married to a narcissist. This is why God will prepare a way of escape for you. This is why God will deliver you from that affliction. It's too high of a price to be married to a narcissist because you are yoked together with an unbeliever. And this is something that God says we're not supposed to do. It's too high of a price to be married to a narcissist because the two of you will never walk together in agreement. It's too high of a price to be married to a narcissist because they were never suitable for you to begin with. Free your mind from this narcissist, and the rest will follow. Keep your mind stayed on Jesus. Let this mind be in you, which is also in Christ Jesus. Once you renew your mind from this narcissist, you will start to understand that being married to them is too expensive. It's too high of a cost. You will start to understand the cost that Jesus paid for your life, and you will free yourself. God comes that you might have life and have it more abundantly. There is no such thing as an abundant life when you are married to a narcissist. You are married to a taker. You are married to a person that is coming to kill, steal, and destroy. The cost of being married to a narcissist is way too high. Pay the cost to free yourself. Pay the price of walking into the marvelous light.